Hi everyone, my name is Risha. Today is the 28th of July 2024. I'll be going over a major news event for the US economy as it regains speed in the second quarter, with price pressures easing. On the 25th of July, the US economy, this report was on the 25th of July, the US economy grew faster than expected in the second quarter amid solid gains in consumer spending and business investment, but inflation pressures subsided, leaving intact expectations of a September interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve. The report dispelled concerns that the economic expansion was in danger of an abrupt end, which had been stoked by a lackluster performance in the first quarter and in April. Economic growth is solid, not too hot and not too cold, said Christopher Rupke, chief economist at FWD Bonds. Inflation looks to be going the Fed's way, and an easing of monetary restraint with an interest rate cut is likely in September. Gross domestic product increased at a 2.8% annualized rate last quarter. The Commerce Department's Bureau of Economic Analysis said in its advanced estimate of second quarter GDP. This was double the 1.4% growth pace in the first quarter. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast GDP rising at a 2% rate. Estimates ranged from a 1.1% rate to a 3.4% pace. The growth rate in the first half of the year averaged 2.1%, half the 4.12% pace logged in the last 6 months of 2023. That is just above the 1.8% pace viewed by the U.S. central bank officials as a non-inflationary growth rate. Consumer spending, which accounts for more than two-thirds of the economy, increased at around a 2.3% rate after slowing to a 1.5% pace in the January-March quarter. Spending was driven by increased outlays on services such as healthcare, housing, and utilities, as well as club memberships, visits to sports centers, parks, theaters, and museums, and gambling. Spending in part was supported by wage gains. A separate report by the Labor Department on Thursday showed that the labor market was steadily easing, with initial claims for state unemployment benefits dropping 10,000 to a seasonally adjusted 235,000 for the week ended July 20th. Business investment picked up as spending on equipment, mostly aircraft, surged at 11.6% rate after rising at only 1.6% pace in the first quarter. Spending on intellectual property products continued to rise, though the pace slowed from the brisk rate in January-March quarter. Businesses also accumulated more inventory, which increased at $71.3 billion rate after rising at a $28.6 billion pace in the prior quarter. The PCE index, the core PCE, increased at 2.9% after surging at a 3.7% in the first quarter. While the rise in the so-called core PCE index was slightly above economists' expectations for a 2.7% rate of increase, this trend is slowing. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you next time.